YouTube. It's been a while since you've seen my face. I've been working on a lot of things and just kind of fell off the posting grind, but a lot's changed for me. I'm in a new apartment, got a new camera, filming this on the Canon R5, which is a freaking beast of a camera. And I just felt like making a YouTube video today, so that's what we're doing. Now this video, I'm gonna show y'all how to make better colors in your photos. And I've got this photo here as an example. This is a photo I took in Capitol Reef National Park in Utah. If you've never been there, I highly recommend it. A lot of people haven't really heard of it. It's kind of more of a low-key national park, but it is definitely worth the travel. If you've ever seen Cars the movie and like the look of Cars the movie with the desert, rocks, and landscape, it looks just like Cars the movie. Definitely hit it up if you're traveling through Utah. So as you can see here, this photo is pretty bland. It's not really what the colors look like in real life, and I've already done a basic edit to like the lighting and contrast of this photo, and it looks kind of muddy still, but trust me, once we mess with the colors, it's really gonna come to life. When I was in this place, I really liked the red in the rocks, and the camera didn't really show that when I brought it into Lightroom. So my objective with editing this photo is gonna be to really make the reds in the rocks stand out and pop. I know that's an overused word, but we're gonna make the picture pop. So one of the first things I like to do when I start my color edits is use camera calibration. It's a very underutilized tool, I think, in Lightroom, just because it's weird. A lot of people don't understand it. So I'm just gonna show you right now how I do a lot of my color calibration edits. It's very simple, straightforward, and it can really differentiate your color style from other people's if you do it right. Very easy to do it wrong. So first thing, I'm gonna open calibration, and you've got red, green, and blue primary to pick from to adjust your colors. I've noticed the slider that usually has the most pleasing effect just by itself is the blue primary, and that's especially true with orange and blue tones, which a lot of people edit their photos with. You know, it's very nice to look at and popular. So we're gonna start with the blue primary slider, and we're just gonna move that one way or the other, see which looks better to us. It's all about preference. So I'm gonna move it to the right first. And you can see it makes things more green, and that's not really what I'm going for in this picture. I'm gonna move it back towards the other direction. And there we go. Those rocks are freaking, that looks so much better. And I feel like I've gone too far right now on the slider, so I'm gonna move it back towards about negative 54. Looks good right there. Another thing you can do in the color calibration is you can adjust the saturation of individual colors. And it's different from adjusting in the HSL tab. I'm not sure exactly how to explain it, but you'll see. So I'm gonna boost the blue primary. That's way too much. Bring that back down. All right, about plus 20 looks good. And you can see down here that my jeans are very blue now. We're gonna fix that here in a minute. But one thing I'm gonna do real quick is I'm gonna adjust my shadows. You can change the tint from green to purple. And again, this is just something you play around with, see which looks better for each photo. I'm gonna move it to green first. And that's kind of making the orange reddish color dull again. So I'm gonna move it towards pink. See how far I can take it. It's a little too much, so I'm just gonna make it subtle here. And I think that looks really nice. We're gonna do before and after. And right there, we've just made a huge difference. Like, the rocks look red and orange. It looks freaking awesome. And we could just leave it like that, but we're gonna do a few more tweaks. So next, I'm gonna go to HSL. I'm going to desaturate the red and the orange individually, see if that looks better to me. So I like the red staying. Let's take away some of the orange. And I think that gives it a more balanced look, taking out some of the orange. So we're gonna leave it like that. And like I was saying about my jeans, they look a little too blue to me. I want people to focus on the colors of the rocks, not my jeans. So I'm gonna desaturate that blue a lot, and that looks good right there. And the luminance was already adjusted a little bit. We're gonna leave those right there, make the jeans stand out, not, you know, just be dull in the background. We just didn't want them as blue as they were. And then for luminance, I'm going to adjust the red and the orange, and that's just gonna brighten their individual color values, and you'll see what I mean. So we're gonna raise the red just a little bit to about plus 19, and then the orange, I have a feeling adjusting the orange is gonna change it a lot. Yep, okay, so we We don't want to go too far with the orange because that will make the lighting look very unnatural. See? So we'll just do about a +8. We'll do the before and after on that. So it's brightened up the image with our colors, and it still looks natural though. Like, this doesn't look like otherworldly color scheme, you know? And that's very important, at least for me when I'm editing colors. I still want them to look natural, even if it's not how it looks exactly how it does in real life. I still want it to have a natural look, and I want the colors to flow together well and nothing to look just really odd or stand out in a bad way. The last thing we're gonna do is go to our color grading tab, where we can edit our midtones, shadows, and highlights. I think for this photo, I'm just gonna adjust the highlights. I like how the darker parts look with the colors, but you know, the white, maybe we could add a little something to the whiter areas. One thing I've liked to do recently with my pictures with warmer tones is add yellow to the highlights. I just think it looks nice. So let's see how that looks on this photo. We'll do before and after. Yeah, I definitely think that blends well with the colors of the rocks. We're just gonna adjust our blending, see if that does much. If you look up here, you can see it on the cloud where it really changes. I don't want the cloud to be so yellow, so I'm gonna move the blending to the left a little bit and then adjust our balance just to see what looks best. I'm gonna just leave it in the highlights. And there you have it. That's our final picture. I'll do a before and after real quick so you can see what changed with the colors. I hope that helped you. I think color is a really important part of photography. If you're gonna do a color photo, you better focus on making those colors look really good. Otherwise, just make it black and white because there's no point. You can do everything right in a picture, but if you don't get those colors right, it's gonna stand out. People are gonna notice it. Hope y'all enjoyed this video. It's good to be back making stuff on YouTube again. I don't know how consistent this is going to be, so don't count on me being around here every week, every day, definitely not. But stay tuned.